Shalom, shalom. This is Kapaya, aka Pops, at the gym at Chicago, with another sit down. Before I get started, though, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakodash. To the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, I want to send double honors because they do rule well. To the brethren around the world, pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly, rightly dividing the scriptures, the prophecies, correctly and directly, in their interaction on the planet and the people. I say salutations. To the hopeful elect, I hope this is edifying and, awakening as to the things that's out here in this world and how this wickedness of this Esau Edomite, it has perverted the world, okay, through his media and things of this nature. But for the scorn and scoffer of reprobate 2/3 Israelites and the 17 other nations that want to be joined on to this Edomite, okay, it's coming down the pipe sooner than what you think, okay? So anyway, as you can see, this is a reaction to Hustler, the new movie with Jennifer Lopez. Okay, it's a wickedness. Basically, it's wickedness and folly set in great dignity. Okay, so I'm gonna let this play some, and then I'm gonna put some scriptures on it. Okay.
Everyone is blown away. Yep, the film is at 95% fresh right now on Rotten Tomatoes, and here are some of the reviews. Hollywood Reporter says Constance Wu delivers a sharp performance that confidently conveys Destiny's emotional vulnerabilities. It's a delight to see Cardi B and Lizzo play variations on their public and artistic personas, and Palmer and Reinhardt do solid work. But not enough can be written about how stunning Lopez is and perhaps her best performance to date.
Yeah, so Vanity Fair said Hustlers works really well on both those levels. The bass and the entirely profound. It's sexy on its own terms, guided by an intricate ethic. Yes, it is the cool stripper robber movie with the awesome cast, but it's also a true movie for our era, teeming with the confusion and yearning and risk of life right now.
And Entertainment Weekly said Lopez, who seems to hold the center of every scene she's in, and Wu bring a soulfulness and desperation to the roles that defy easy profiling. Yes, they're single moms from disadvantaged backgrounds, but the script doesn't martyr them or offer excuses for the choices they make.
So Sangeeta talked to the cast on the red carpet, and I sat down with Constance Wu beforehand to talk about the reaction to this movie.
This movie is something I was looking forward to seeing, and you were absolutely amazing. It is one of your best performances to this day. When you watched that epic scene of you on the pole for the first time, what was that moment like for you?
I was happy. I had put a lot of work into that. It was one of the hardest things I had to learn. I was all bruised up, all up and down my legs, my shoulders, my neck, everything. It was tough, so I was happy with that. Later on in the movie, I was like, oh my God, this is such a different character than I've ever played. And she was so unapologetic and so tough and such a beast. And I was like, it almost unnerved me a little bit. But and I was like, I wanted to get up and walk out. And I was like, no, that's not you. That's Ramona. It's an exciting movie. It really does make you feel things.
I gotta tell you, Constance, so I saw Hustlers like last week. We're not allowed to talk about it, but I did a tweet saying, guys, I saw Hustlers. I've never gotten such a response. Like DMs asking me, like, how is it? Like people are dying to see this movie. Yeah. Like, are you overwhelmed by the anticipation for this movie?
Well, there's a lot of anticipation for Crazy Rich Asians.
True.
Okay. Look at all the fanfare around this shit. Okay? But as they say, folly held in great dignity. And this, a stripper robber movie. Okay? Now let's get something understood. I'm old enough to remember the Mac, and when everybody decided they wanted to be pimps behind that movie. I'm old enough to remember Superfly, and when even pimps decided they wanted to slide over into dope dealing. I'm old enough to remember Scarface and how the motherfuckers hit the streets with straight killer mode. And I'm old enough to remember New Jack City when niggas was gunning each other down with no remorse. So if you think that this doesn't have a buzz in it that's going to appeal to these 2/3 women of Israel, and then all the women, once this shit hit the fan and things get tight, you're sadly mistaken. Okay? And they'll put something out like this to plant that seed subliminally so that these women will go out here and do that. They already know that it works. The the Israelite community, which consists of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, jumps on this shit all the time. Okay? All you gotta do is put a little fanfare behind it, a little glamour behind it, which is what they did with the soundtrack of Superfly, okay, and New Jack City, okay, and there it is, okay, that is. So let me put these scriptures behind this, because this is folly on a whole different level. First one I want to go to is going to be Psalms. This is going to be Psalm 79. Psalms 79. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteous power trieth the hearts and reigns. Okay? You know, this is what the elect is crying for. Let this wickedness be over with. Hastening the day, all those things. Because this Edomite is on a straight destructive course that will destroy the planet. Okay? Now, you know, being in the scriptures and knowing that Yahweh Shai is not going to let that happen, because he said that all flesh would be consumed, but for the elect's sake, it's not going to happen. Okay? But this is the end times. Okay? You know, now you got these same guys that put out those movies years ago now starting to draw women into this madness. Okay? And so they're not even women. Okay? These hyenas. I'm going to call them hyenas because that's what they are. All right? They go buy into this and think it's going to make them strong. You see how Jennifer Lopez was pumping the broad up that she played in the movie as a strong woman. What's the first thing you hear a woman say? I'm a strong black woman, right? So you see, this is the catchphrases that they know is going to spark these broads and want to be these people. Okay. Now, this scripture is actually talking about Israel, but Israel is always compared to a woman, where the bride, Yahweh Shai, is the bridegroom. So, since we're compared to a woman, I'm a put this as it would pertain to a woman. Okay? As a fountain casts out her waters, so she casts out her wickedness. Violence and sport is heard in her. Before me continually is grief and wounds. This, like we don't have enough wickedness in Israel and our women as it is. Like I said, this is speaking about all Israel because we're compared as a woman. But as the Israelite woman themselves, like we don't have enough in this. As a fountain casts out her water, so she casteth out her wickedness. Violence and sport is heard in her. Before me continued is grief and wounds. Like our women don't give us enough grief already. Like our women don't bring enough headache to the motherfucking table already. Okay, now you go put this movie out and have motherfuckers out there. And see, this is why Apostle Tahar had said a long time ago about going out to clubs and doing this and doing that, because judgment will come up in that club on a note, looking to gun down his wicked ass woman or whatever the case might be, or this, that, and the other, and you're caught in the middle of some bullshit because you shouldn't have been in there in the first place. See, this shit is getting ready to get a whole lot worse, okay? Because, like I said, see, they say based on a true story. And then Carly B, of all people, being in this movie, and she said how she used to, try to get recording money, of recording studio time, and how she would take motherfuckers as when she was a stripper and get them all jacked up and all fucked up, and have transvestites run up in these motherfuckers. So the motherfucker all buzzed out and fucked up and whatnot, he goes back to the room with what he perceived to be 2 or 3 females and whatnot, and he's got 1 female and 2 niggas and whatnot, all looking like females in his mind. He all blurred out, and he wakes up raped, and his money took. Okay, so like I said, this is wickedness and on a whole different level, and they promoting this. You saw the fanfare behind it. I'm gonna go back and run it through a little bit again. You saw the fanfare behind it. They doing actress interviews and the whole deal. Okay. All right, let's go to the next scripture, though. Isaiah 47 and 10. And if I sound a little funny, my mouth is really jacked up right now. I got a bad tooth. Probably needs to be pulled. I tried the clove oil and whatnot, but something else is going on with it. So now it's all loose and whatnot. It's got my throat hurting, got my ear hurting a little bit. So if I sound a little funny, I apologize. For thou hast trusted in thy, Isaiah 47:10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none saith me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. This is talking about Esau. Okay. But 2/3 women are hooked to Esau. Okay, the 2/3, a lot of our women are hooked to Esau on all kinds of different levels. Okay, so since they hooked to him, they're going to have his punishment coming down the pipe on them as well, because they don't want to distance themselves from him. So they trust in wickedness. Okay, the feminist movement. Okay, I had a picture here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. They trust in this Esau's wickedness and this, that, and the other. They trust in all of it. Let me go here first. They trust in